What's up, YouTube? This is Elder Stacy Zanders. I'm coming to you with this video today. And we're going to be talking about online scams. And this is primarily for men, but women need to watch out for it too. But we're seeing an increase in these online scams, particularly women scamming men. And I think that most of it's probably coming outside in other countries. But it's just something I think that all men need to be aware of, because men don't quite understand women, and in all cases don't understand women. But we need to be aware so you don't be wasting your money, wasting time, effort, and energy in online scams. And these things are conducted by these scam artists, online ringleaders, who have devoted their time to taking the profits or taking. So let's watch a quick video, then we'll be back. Money from other people. You know, it's just the way that life is. You have people that are people who make money.
My name is Glenda and I'm 81 years old. In 2014, I met the love of my life online, and he told me that he was a U.S. citizen and was working in Nigeria. He asked me for money to help with his business and help leave Nigeria. Then my love had people send me electronics like cell phones, so I could pawn them and send him the money. When I couldn't get the money that he wanted, he asked me to open personal and business bank accounts. Since 2015, bank employees, local police officers, and federal agents told me that my love was a scam and that I needed to stop or I could go to jail. I didn't listen to anyone else but my love, the love I've never seen nor spoken to. Now I don't have a choice of whom I'll listen to. On November the 2nd, 2021, I pled guilty to 2 federal felonies. I'll be listening to the judge now.
Legitimately, and people who make money illegitimately, but for them it may be their only means of income. I have no idea, but I just want to bring some awareness to this. Just want to talk about some numbers and go over different type of ways that people are online scamming. And I have tried this myself. I did a little test study so that I can come to you with some information, 3 particular instances and cases. Do this, and maybe I'll get into that later on in the video to tell you about what my experiences was. So I had to gain an understanding and understand how are they doing this, and try to see from 1, 2, and 3 if I could see some of the patterns that they take. But I'll share some of that with you later. But then let's get into some numbers here and kind of discuss this here. All right, so according to the Federal Trade Commission, the reports of these online scams have nearly tripled in the past year. In 2020 alone, victims lost around $304 million from being swindled from their cyber sweethearts. They just grazed the surface of online dating scam statistics suggest. We've rounded up to 24 to consider, as well as romance scammers avoiding pointers to ensure your love at first sight will be legit. So what is an online scam? Okay, online scam is a romance scam, also known as online dating scams, when a person gets tricked into believing they're in a romantic relationship with someone they met online. In fact, the other half of the cyber criminal using a fake identity to gain enough of their victim's trust to ask or blackmail them for money. Let me tell you one thing, gentlemen, let me tell you one thing. You are not in a relationship. You are not in a relationship with a woman that you have not physically met for all intents and purposes. I'm not saying that you cannot be in a relationship, but when a person you haven't, they won't call you on the telephone, they won't video call you, you have nothing between you and them except for text messaging, direct messaging, through text messages and things of that nature, and oftentimes they will send you photos and pictures, and you have no verification or proof if that person is real. I'm not saying that online dating, maybe someone in another state or another country, cannot be done legitimately, but I'm saying you need proof of life. That's what you need to be looking for, proof of life, that the person that you're communicating with actually do exist. All right, gentlemen, make sure they exist. Okay, so some of the scams that are out there are fake dating site scams. Dating sites claim to be legitimate, but are actually filled with scams, and their dating sites are underpopulated. These websites are created to mine you for information, so you got to be careful, because I guess on these dating sites you'll put in your names and blah blah blah. I don't know if they ask for social security numbers, things of that nature, but you want to be careful and make sure that these sites are legitimate. You have to be careful. You know, you have those Christian Mingles, eHarmony, some of those websites that that have commercials, global commercials. You know that they're real, but just be careful for these fake dating websites. Things are popping up out of the woodworks. Okay, then you have photo scams. Scammers will convince the victim to send their personal information in exchange for intimate photos of the scammer. And I've had people DM me and Messenger and IG and go in there and say that, look, I sell photos of myself for money. And so you got to be careful of these photo scams. All right, military romance scams. Scammers will pose as a military member, likely developed. They build a trust by using military jargon and titles, and ask for money to cover military-related expenses such as flights home and things of that nature. So you want to be careful to whom you're sending money to. I'm not saying that people are not legitimate and real. I'm saying, but many times, and then with my own little test cases, and many times these people are not real. They will not give you the proof of life that you would need to verify that they are actually legitimate people, live and breathe. Now, I know they're real, but there could be a man that you're speaking to. Some person on the other side of that camera, or other on the phone, the internet, wherever it may be, may not be a legitimate person. So you always are going to need proof of life. Write that term down, look it up. You need proof of life. All right, you have intimate activity scams. Scammers connect with you, with the victim, and multiple social media sites. Once they become closer, the scammer convinces the victim to undress and threatens them with the recordings, and try to manipulate or get money from you if you don't do what they want you to do. I just recently had someone come on Facebook. You know, these folks who come on talking about they do Bitcoin, blah 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 blah. So they was pushing. Now we're talking about how, and first of all, I asked them, I'm an avid investor in not only stocks but in crypto markets, but they want me to fund an account, set up an account, fund an account, and then they're going to manage it for me. But the promise is you're supposed to be reaping weekly insane percentages. And that's how I know it ain't real. Most people are gullible and greedy. I understand that there's no Bitcoin have just dropped several $1,000s. The markets, we're in a bear market right now. We're not in the bull market right now. So how are you going to guarantee me these positive gains when Bitcoin has just dropped several $1,000s over the last few days? So if you don't know, I've always used that scripture, 2 Corinthians chapter 2:11, least Satan should get an advantage of us. We are not ignorant concerning his devices. Whenever you are ignorant, you are subject to be taken advantage of. So you have got to be careful, do your homework. Of course, it's, I need more information. I need the website for the company that you're representing and things of that nature so I can look more into it. The next day, nothing on this individual. I guess Facebook have taken them down because they've must have got too many reports of being a scam website. Obviously, whoever this individual was have scammed many people. So then she started trying to contact me over on Instagram, trying to get me to do the same thing. So, you know, you just kind of leave that stuff alone, but always do your homework. Be wise. Be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Okay? All right. So, code verification scams. Scammers will send a fake verification code through email or text, posing to be a dating app or website. Once the victim clicks on it, it will ask for their personal information, including social security numbers and credit cards. older folks. This is one of the things that they get caught up in a lot when these scammers say that they're a bank or they're the Social Security Administration or they're the IRS, things of that nature. First of all, IRS and all these people are not going to be calling you, asking you for money. And asking you to do this or do that and take personal information for you. That's one of the things you got to be conscientious of. Be careful so you don't get scammed, all right? Inheritance scams. It's another thing that a lot of women scammers do, or organizations, whoever it is. They're always posing as a woman, a damsel in distress type of situation. And they look for the most vulnerable, because if you have any common sense, you're not going to be doing some of the things that a lot of people are doing. And if you have done it, hopefully you have learned a lesson and you will stop doing it in the future. But we just don't want you to be taken advantage of. Don't get scammed. So be careful. But let's take a look at this one here, the inheritance scam. The scammers will make the victim believe they need to get married in order to get their inheritance. In this case, they will ask the victim to help pay for something like airfare. Okay, now this is one of the ones I personally know about, because as one of these test cases, I'm trying to see where they're going, and they're over in Nigeria, over in Africa, and they said in order to get they said they was from Houston, Texas, mother was from Houston, father was from Nigeria, father passed away, and the lawyer over Nigeria is telling them that they need to be married in order to get the inheritance, and they want you to fill out information on paper to say that we can get married without ever consummating the marriage, without ever seeing one another, anything like that. So me being astute as I am, I go and look at the laws in Nigeria, and that is not the rules in Nigeria. You have got to meet in person. You have got to go into an official place to get that thing taken care of. I sent them back that information, the rules and the laws that govern marriage in Nigeria. You just can't marry somebody over the internet and say that that's legitimate marriage. They're just fishing for your personal information. And then also that person was saying that they needed to get back to the United States. It was this whole damsel in distress situation. Can you send me money so I can get back home? I love you, blah, 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 blah. Now, another thing I want to say about that too is that a lot of times these individuals, they're going to move at your pace. And the 3 test cases that I did, number one, I kind of went slow, medium, and then I went fast. Went hard into acting like I was into the person. We need to get married. We needed this, we needed that. I want to see they will move as fast as you're willing to move, so that they can try to manipulate you out of as much of your finances as they possibly can. So you make sure you be careful about this stuff. Don't be fooled and do not get scammed, okay? Then malware scams. Malware is also common on dating sites. In this case, the victims interact with the scammer that sends them a website that looks legitimate. However, it's a page that includes malware so that they can get into your system, whether your phone or your computer, so they can get your information out of your systems. All right. Okay, now let's take a look here, and we're about finished with this particular video here. Let's see how a romance scam works. Number one, the cyber criminal creates a fake profile to court victims online. All right, I know on IG you may see they may have 1 or 2 photos. They have limited followers. I mean, people that are following them. And I know we've all seen it a lot on Instagram. You follow somebody who's actually a IG celebrity, so to speak, where they may have 40, 50,000, and then all of a sudden you get these other accounts come up and they're asking you, but on the main accounts, these people never speak to you. They may like, if you get them a compliment, something like that, you may get a like, a thumbs up, something like to that nature, but they're not trying to hold a conversation with you. They're just creating and making content, okay? So you got to be watching out for that. Then all of a sudden you get messages, hey, my #1 fan, and all this other kind of stuff. And if you continue the conversation on, it's ultimately going to lead them into asking you for help. But just know, it is not the individual. It's more than likely it's someone else that copied doubled their account so they can start scamming people for money. Number 2, the relationships move fast and trust is gained I'm telling you, I have sent on one of my test cases, we sent I sent 5 messages, and this individual was saying that they were just so in love with me. So I'm responding back, how can you be in love with me? You don't know me. You've never seen me. We never met one another. You don't have no proof of life. You don't know if who you're talking to is who you're talking to. And but they're trying to progress and move the situation along. No, we in a relationship, so on and so forth. Don't get caught up in that. Some people that may be lonely, some people that may not have had a lot of attention from people. I just don't want you to be I don't want you to get taken advantage of. Be careful always. And then number 3, the scammer asks the victim for money. They receive it, then they will vanish. But if they see that you are willing to give them money and keep giving them money, they're going to keep asking you for the money until you decide that you're not going to give it anymore. Then they realize that they have gotten everything they can get out of you. It's time to move on and find them another victim. All right, so listen, that's step 1, 2, and 3. Let's go over that again. The cybercriminal makes a fake account on the profile to contact the victim. They try to move fast and establishing a relationship with you. Remember, you've never talked to them verbally on the phone. You've never seen them. They a lot of times will send you sensual or sexy pics and photos of themselves. That's just to draw you in emotionally, to get you to desire them and that type of way. And then they start asking you for money. So listen to me very carefully. All men, all women, everywhere, be smart, be wise. Don't get taken advantage of, all right? Remember, hit that like and subscribe button. Like the video, just trying to help somebody out to make it in this day and time we live in. But there's a lot of people, I know hard times are everywhere, and people are having a difficult time, and they're trying to find creative ways that they can make money for themselves, and they don't care if they ruin or destroy other families, just as long as they can benefit and gain from it. But we have to be wise, and we have to carry ourselves in an appropriate manner. Well, this is Elder Stacey Sanders. Like and subscribe to the channel, and until the next video, as always, God bless.